Hello, welcome to Tea with Debbie, and let's talk about it. And I think we're going to get right down into this. What I want to talk about is there's a lot of talk about of estrangement in the family, and it's kids being estranged from their parents or other family members. But what about the parent that was always estranged from her own children? There are parents that don't pay attention to their children. They neglect them. They don't show them affection or don't know how to show them the affection that they need. They have abused them, misused them, and not taken care of them like they should. I mean, there's a lot of families out there that are very dysfunctional, and it's not always, why is the child estranged from the parent? Why are the parents estranged from their children? Why do they do that? I had a mother that she wasn't loving, she wasn't affectionate. All she ever cared about was herself. She was very selfish and very cold. She never gave hugs. We never got compliments. If we dressed up in a dress or made ourselves look pretty, we were teenagers. We were young girls. There were 7 girls and a boy, like you know if you've watched my channel. Oh, by the way, I'm Debbie, and welcome here. If you're new and if you're back again, I'm glad you could make it. Sorry I didn't get that up in the front of the page in the video. So anyway, back to the point is, sometimes children choose to be estranged because they were not treated fairly or treated right. They were abused, and a lot of things happen in children's lives that make them want to be estranged from their parents when they get older. I'm not saying that's always the case, because everybody's different. Everybody's problems and the way they grew up is different. We all think different. But what I want to say is, in my case, I and the rest of my siblings have made ourselves estranged from our mother. Somewhat of Dad when he was alive, but not very much. Dad was a lot better than Mom. He gave a lot of love. He showed us attention as much as he could, because Mom would get mad or she would get jealous. He wasn't allowed to stick up for us or try to make things okay for us, because Mom would get mad. I know that she came from a bad childhood, and that's the way that she is, but she never outgrew it. There's a lot of stuff that my mom did not understand and did not know how to be a parent. She had kids like stair steps. Like, I'm 67 and I'm the oldest. Then my sister's 66, then there's 65. I mean, and it goes on down to my little brother, the baby. She was pregnant every year for 8 years. She swears up and down to this day that it was all because Dad kept her pregnant. And I said, didn't anybody ever teach you birth control or anything like that? She just says she was young and she didn't even think about stuff like that. Her mother never taught her anything. which leads to my mother, who never taught any of us anything. She never taught any of us girls anything about personal needs. We never had private talks with our mother like mothers are supposed to have with their daughters about growing up and the different things that come upon you as you're growing up and how to handle it. We never got talks like that. We either had to learn at school, learn on our own, or learn from a friend or somebody else. My mother never put any kind of effort into teaching us anything. When we were old enough to be in the fields, like I've talked about, we were out in the fields and we did everything every day. We had to get up early and go to work, and we had to work in the fields in the summertime. Whenever it come time to pick berries or beans or anything, no matter what it was, we were out there every day. Didn't matter how little we were. We had to help make money. We always had big old houses, 2-story houses. Dad would always try to have a place with a fireplace. We moved a lot. And Dad did work at times. I think that he worked a lot more when I was smaller than he did as I got bigger and older. It seemed like he would float from job to job. Mom didn't even want him to go to work. She didn't want him to go to work. She wanted him to stay home, wait on her. I don't understand it. To this day, none of us do. I love my mother, don't get me wrong. And I do worry about her, and I do check on her all the time. But I've had to keep myself away from her as much as possible unless I know that I feel like having a bad day. Because it's all about her. She doesn't care what you, me, or anybody else is going through. She don't care. It doesn't even enter her mind. All she thinks about is herself. She's selfish. It seems to me like she does not have a heart. It's ice cold. And sometimes she tries to show love, but it's kind of awkward. She never gives hugs, kisses. Since she's been in the nursing home, and these last couple of years since she's gotten, older, she's 85 now, in November. She says, I love you. She always has been making it a point to say, I love you, but we never heard it when we were little. We never heard those comforting words. So we all have, I think the right to have some estrangement from our mother. Because it's been this way all of our life. And we try, even still to this day. There is a couple other sisters that they take her things, they buy her things, they take her out for lunch. But they are happy to get her back home when they're done visiting with her because of her attitude. I don't know, it's something in her personality. Now, as far as her mother and her stepdad, she's just like her mother. And her stepdad was good to her. He was a good person. Her real dad, she really didn't know that much of. He drank a lot, and he wasn't at home a lot. And so she wasn't really that close to her dad, her real dad. But all this stuff carries down into the families from somewhere. It doesn't just happen. I've talked about the chain, the link in the chain of things that are going on that has to be broken somewhere along the line. You have to break that chain. But it's hard. It's very, very hard. Now, my children tell me sometimes that I wasn't a good mother. They did more so of that when they were younger. And right now, as they're older, they show some love, but they keep a distance. They do love me, I know they do. And I tell them all the time that I love them. Things that I've done in the past that were because I had to do it. Some of it was because I needed to do it. Certain ways. They don't understand it to this day because they were really little and they didn't understand when I divorced their dad. All they knew was that me and their dad fought all the time. He was controlling, he was a manipulator, and he was gone all the time. He did go to work all the time. Excuse me. He was a good provider for our family. We had good times. When we first got married, we had good times, and I was so excited, and I was happy to have my own home and fix it up the way that I want to. But every single one of us girls left home just as soon as we could get away. I have a sister that actually got married at 13 years old. No one wanted to be at home anymore. That's awful. So we have every right to be angry at our parents. But we're more so angry with our mother because she's the one that wouldn't let love happen in our home. I feel bad saying this, but there are mothers out there like that. There's dads out there like that. It's not just one parent. Sometimes it's both. Sometimes it's the dad that's mean and ornery, doesn't show love. But the only time any affection was ever showed in our home is when my mom demanded it from Dad. She had to. She was a boss. She was bossy. I guess you could say she was a narcissist. Everything had to be about her, only her. We had an aunt that made us some very pretty dresses. They were homemade. We were in junior high school. And she made a couple of us girls some really beautiful dresses. We were so happy to get them, and they were really nice. We put them on to wear to school the next day, and we had some makeup on. And we come downstairs, and Dad, he just told us how beautiful we looked, and we really looked nice. He was complimenting us. He was happy that we were happy and we looked nice. Oh, that really ticked my mother off. We were told to get back upstairs, take those damn dresses off, and to put some clothes on that were appropriate. There was nothing inappropriate about what we wore. They were simple little dresses. There was no low cuts. There was no high up the miniskirt type dress. They were beautiful little dresses. But we couldn't wear them because Dad said we looked nice. And we'll always have that estrangement to our mother. It won't go away. We still try to show her all the love that we can, but we have to be careful of how close we get with her. It doesn't matter how old she is. She's never going to change. She's still the same way. And she'll get mad if you don't do what she wants or what she says. If you can't give her what she wants, no matter how you feel, no matter that you don't have a car to run her around, no matter, it doesn't bother her that you have to travel over an hour to go and see her and pick her up and take her somewhere and take her back to where she is and then for you to go back home. It doesn't even enter her mind to think about the time that you are taking, that you are putting out the time for her, to do something for her. And I know it's hard. It's hard on the children, even though we're grown. It's hard, and it hurts. It does not go away. I have forgiven my mother for a lot of things, but I can't forget. That's what's hard. You can't forget things when you were treated badly by your own mother, by your parents. When somebody does something to you that you don't deserve, you always remember it because it was not deserved. So we have to learn to live with it or learn how to cope with it. We have to learn how to carry on and try to do things a little bit different in our own lives with our own children. Try to get our children to do things a little bit different, but we can't change anybody else. However our children turn out, possibly it's because of the way that they were raised at home. Maybe some of it's just hereditary. I don't know. I'm sure there's a lot of things in me that are just like my mom. And when I start feeling that way, and I can even see it myself, I get very angry and upset with myself because I don't want to be like her. I love her. She was a beautiful young lady when she got married to my dad. I love her. I worship her. I try to talk to her every day, but she doesn't always answer the phone. But she knows I call her every day. And you think she'd pick up the phone to call me? Or anybody else? Hardly ever. She just sits there and mopes and cries. Feels sorry for herself because nobody's calling her. We do call her. But she don't answer the phone. She's either busy or sleeping. She sleeps a lot. I don't know what else to say. I'll probably have a lot to talk about on this subject because us kids and our whole family have went through a lot. My grandparents went through a lot on both sides because of the way that our mother and our father, but mostly our mother, the way that they were, the way they lived, the way they grew up and all the things that they did is caused us children to be angry and hurt. So I know there's a lot of people out there, a lot of you out there that are going through the same thing, or you've been through the same thing. A lot worse has probably happened to you and your family than what happened with us. Everybody else, everybody, somewhere, always has it worse than you do. But that doesn't make it any easier. A hard time and a hard life, it just hurts forever. Doesn't matter who you are, which one's the worst. It hurts. So I'm going to cut this off right now, my video on this one. I'll be back again. We'll talk about it some more. I appreciate all of you watching my video. If you like, please like and subscribe. And be kind, be loving to one another. Smile. Because, look, times are getting harder and harder. I've said it in my videos before. There's a lot going on. It's going to get worse. And be prepared. Please be prepared. Love your family. Don't have hard feelings with your family. Not right now, especially. So until next time, I give you all my love. I think the world of you. I wish I had a bigger smile to give, but I don't right now. I go through a lot of stuff every day. I have mood swings really bad because I have up and down moods because of the way shit has been in my family, in our lives. Anyway, I'm done with that. I love you all. I will see you again. Thank you for watching. Love one another. Be nice to each other. Give a smile. Open a door. It doesn't cost anything. It not only does something for the other person that you're smiling to, it does something for you, for your heart. So until next time, take care. God bless. I love you all. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.